I'm getting information here that I didn't know about. Anyway, hi everyone, welcome to the Grace Kika Show, live and direct, coming to you from this place where I'm at, wherever place it is. So, hope you've been well. I'm actually just trying to look for the comments that I received from the last video that I did, that was a few weeks ago. And I had very interesting comments. There are two that I'd actually want to read. One of them is from a very beautiful lady. She's called Mercy. And she said, I have enjoyed my 30s. She is wiser, stronger, and she's looking forward to her 40s. So just in case you don't know what you're talking about, the last video I did before this one that I'm doing right now, we were talking about not skipping the stages of life. So after she watched the video, she's like, she's proud to have gone through her 20s well, her 30s well, and she's looking forward to her 40s. Oh, I wish I just had a life like that one, where I would be looking forward. I am looking forward to my 50s and my 60s. Anyway, that is the first comment. Second comment is from a guy called Dan. This one was teasing me. He says, I was really looking forward to going to town alone. That's what I said. And then he says, then she giggles. And then Dan's response is that he laughs. Dan, nikiwa mdogo, kwenda town peke yangu was a big deal. Do not laugh about it. But now that ninaenda town peke yangu, it's no longer a big deal. So I'm looking forward to other things. However, let's dive into this week's video. And I'm taking us back to something that we have talked about, especially as Kenyans. An expose was done a few weeks ago about COVID-19 millionaires. And let me tell you, I have talked to people. Na watu wako na kihasira, you know, ile kihasira yuku ndani, ile hasira, mtu akisikia tu COVID-19 millionaires unasikia tu and I get that anger. And it really got me thinking, because I've had several conversations with several friends, and there was an interview that was being held somewhere that I happened to eavesdrop, and the interviewer and the interviewee, I think even they were NATO, right? So they were both there, and they were asking, how come we are not yet angry as Kenyans? Like, how come we're not yet angry, despite the fact that the money that has been donated to take care of us during this pandemic is being looted? Or is there a bigger word for stealing? Because this one is big money that was just going. Watu ni kama walikuwa wanachukua na pack tuko mabags wanaenda nayo, from the stories you're getting. Anyway, so the interviewer and the interviewee were trying to wonder, how come we are not yet angry enough as Kenyans? Which actually got me thinking. Right now, it's around like, I think 3 or so weeks. I think it's 3 weeks. 3 weeks or 2 weeks since the expose was done. When it was first done, there was a lot of, anger was in the air. You just walk in Nairobi and feel the anger that people have. Now it's weeks later, people are barely even talking about the COVID-19 millionaires and the money that was looted, though the president has set a committee to go and find out and send the list of the people who've done that. But as Kenyans, honestly, that story imesha tupita. Which actually got me thinking, mimi kama Grace, naweza enda niingie kwa ofisi, na nikifanya kazi, nijue, kuna pesa tunatarajia mahali. Let me go and register a company yenye itanisaidia kupata hii pesa. Because when you watch the documentary, there are people who had planned for this grand theft auto. Let's look for a big name to call it, right? Yeah, something like that. So there are people who had planned for it. So weeks before, they had already registered companies, and those are the companies that were used to get the tenders that they got. So if I can have a job, and my responsibility is taking care of the people around me, but I am already prepared to steal, even before the money comes. I don't know if you people saw that, because there are people who, there are companies that were registered in February. This is 2020, so they were registered in February. The first case in Kenya was announced in March. So what does that tell you? Exactly that. So it got me thinking, and it made me wonder, personally, what would I do about this situation? Because honestly speaking, I kind of felt helpless at some point, because I'm thinking, if these are the people we voted for, these are the leaders we have, these are the people who are the high and mighty, and basically they determine what trickles down to where I am. So what can I do as a Kenyan? And then I came up with a wise idea, very wise idea. And it just took me back to my character. Because honestly, there is no other way we can settle this, or there's no other way we can handle the whole issue of greed, irresponsibility, the whole issue of, I don't even, just the looting that's going on in this country if we don't go back to what is our character as individuals. So it gets to a place where all I could tell myself is, fine, Gracie, you can do nothing about the money that has been stolen, or maybe I can, I don't know. We need to have that conversation and find out, is there anything we can do? Because I'm sure the people who talk about governance being by the people will tell us that there's something we can do about it. But meanwhile, before we have that conversation, right now I can actually ask myself, if I was seated in that office, looking at my character, would I be among those who would rather steal and have Mama Mboga stay hungry, or would I be the one who is standing for justice and saying, no, hii pesa lazima itumike for the right thing? So I don't know about where you are, but I'll just tell you, I think the place where we can start right now is evaluate yourself and ask yourself, if you were seated in that office, what would you have done differently? And let's keep the conversation going. And as we look at that, then maybe you can find yourself making a difference in whatever small space you are. Whether you're in the office, whether you are at the gate, whatever space you are, whatever place where you are, just find how you can make a difference, because your character is basically who you are. Mimi nimechoka. I am tired. As a Kenyan, I am tired of all this corruption, and I am trying to find a solution. So join me. Keep the comments coming. Like, share, and subscribe.